Hello everyone, this is Michelle at michellesizemore.com, and that's Michelle with one L on my website. Today you'll learn how to make this layout using the lemon punch and the leafy vine border punch from Creative Memories. I also used products from the National Scrapbook Day Collection 2023, which is our current scrapbook collection. So I'm going to set this aside and show you how I did it. Okay, so I have put the items that I think I'm going to use. I may have some extras in, bear with me a second. Yeah, they're right here in this project sleeve. These are pretty new from Creative Memories. They're just like a big sleeve that's open at the top and the side. And it's a great place to put things that you're just trying to gather together to work on like one simple project. And then it's not intended to be like a permanent place because, you know, things could like fall out or whatever. It's more of just a temporary holding place. And I love them because it's easy to get to everything just by flipping it up like this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pick out my background sheet of paper, which is this. It's just got like a subtle little kind of an aqua greenish little sunshine on there. And then I'm going to pick out the other pieces of paper that I used. I used this green for my photo mats and for this lower layer of leafy vine. Now I'm going to actually get 2 sheets of that because I think I need 2. And I used this color green cardstock for the little leaves that go on the lemons. They're like that. And I used this color cardstock for the lemons. And this is a laser cut border that comes with the Scrapbook Day collection. This is a sticker strip that comes with the collection, and you'll notice some stickers are missing because I've already used them, but I'll show you what I used. And then this is a border that I punched out using this punch, and I'll show you how to do that with this green paper right here. And then this is the size of my journal box here, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm actually going to pull out some scraps to punch on first so I don't waste my big pieces of paper. I just wanted to show you everything that I used. Okay, and I'm going to set this aside. So first thing I need to do, I'm going to use this punch to cut my light green border of this leafy vine. And I love this paper. It's got like a subtle watercolory look. I like paper like that have some texture to them. I'm going to put this inside the slot right here, line it up with this black line right here to start. That's how you use these punches. So line it up with that black line to start. Before I do it though, I always like to punch out just to see if there's any scraps up underneath, and there aren't, but sometimes there are, and if there are, they kind of get stuck up in there and clog things up. So I like to just make sure it's clean before I start. Okay, so put it in, line it up with your black line right there, and make sure it's straight right here. I'm going to hold it firm with my thumb and punch. And then you want to pull it out, and then you want to match up this blue part with what you just cut out. So that is the pattern you just cut out. Match it up so you don't see any blue. All you see is the silver background. Okay? And make sure it's lined up. Make sure it's firm, held firm with your thumb or finger, and punch. And you do that all the way down until you get a 12-inch strip that looks like this. And I just went ahead and cut it to make it quicker and easier to show. So I'm going to grab my background piece of paper, which is this. And the first thing I want to do is mount down my light green border strip. And I'm just going to try to line it up with about this area that I used. And I sort of slanted it because I wanted both colors to show. So I sort of slanted the light green and then slanted the border that way. So I sort of did it like that. Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of cardboard real quick. And on the back of my leafy vine border strip that I just punched out, I'm going to put some repositionable tape runner. And this is a thin piece of paper, so you have to be a little bit gentle with this. And honestly, if you see like there's a little scraggly edge that where you just didn't punch real firm, cut that off. There usually aren't many, but I see some sometimes. And I'm just going to very gently put my repositionable tape runner on the back, because this is thin paper. It's not cardstock. It's our designer paper. And it's easy to bend on you, you know, compared to the cardstock. So I'm just going to be a little bit more soft and gentle with it, but I'm going to get a little bit of repositionable tape runner on all the leaves and everything. So I got that. And I'm going to look at this and try to mount it very similar to the way I mounted this one. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, but I started about there and kind of slanted it down a little bit. Now, since I used the repositionable tape runner, I'm just going to very softly put it down, because I might need to move it a little bit. But since I use repositionable, I am able to pick it up and move it, because once I put the darker green on top, I may need to move it just to make sure you can see everything really well. So now this is the darker green. This is a laser cut border that was already cut out for you, so I don't have to do any punching. And what I'm going to do is put it on top here about like this. So, you know, I want both to show. I don't know. I'm trying to look at how I did it here. Yeah, about like this. Okay, so I'm going to put my repositionable tape runner on the back of this. Now, this is a little bit more sturdy than the paper I cut. It feels a little bit more like cardstock. So I don't have to be as gentle with it, but I do kind of want to be gentle. I don't want to bend the leaves on it. But if you do, you can just straighten them out. It's no big deal. And then you just sort of position it so you can see the green popping out underneath. And it just looks like two different colors of leaves. I like that look a lot. So that's how I got that. And then I'm going to punch out my lemons. I'm going to grab a piece of this. Well, that's the wrong shade. Let's do this shade. It's a real pretty shade of yellow that comes in the cardstock that comes with the National Scrapbook Day collection. I'm going to punch out a few lemons. I'm just going to punch out, you know, about 3, and just to show you how. You just put your cardstock in here and line it up as close to the edge as possible so you don't waste cardstock, and make sure, you know, and punch. And then you just come out a little bit, and so you don't waste a lot of cardstock in between. I'm going to go really close to this other lemon because it's going to punch out over here. So it's okay that that open piece sticks out up underneath. And there you go. I can actually do that a little even closer and punch out a bunch of lemons. Okay, so that's how you get your lemons. And then to get my little lemon stems, I'm going to, I think I can get a lemon stem out of this. I want to use up as much cardstock as I can always. So yeah, I just need the stem, and I'm going to get one more. The stem and the leaf. Okay, so let me grab my piece of cardboard again. And all I want to do is real quick cut off the yellow leaf and replace it with the dark green leaf. Just sort of round that off. So I'm going to cut off this dark green leaf. And I'm going to mount it up underneath here so that it just replaces the yellow one. Or you can mount it on top, actually, either one. So, but I'm going to put a little bit of repositionable tape runner there. And this is how it was. This is the part right here that was up underneath the lemon. So I want the pointy side down of your lemon, of my lemon, and then just stick it on there. So now you have a lemon that's got a green stem. So I would do that with all my lemons, but just for teaching purposes, I just wanted to show you one, and I did 6 of them. So I did 6 like this, and then you just position them on here to make them look like they're growing on the vine. And I'm going to put a little repositionable tape runner back here on the back of the leaf. Be real gentle so it won't slip on you. And on the back of the lemon. And kind of put it like there, like it's coming off of that vine. And then just do the rest of your lemon so you get this look. And then what I do I mean, that's it for the border at the top. So then I want to mount my photos. To get my photos, this is what I used as my mats on the back. And then I'm just going to show you with white cardstock where my photos would go. I've already pre-cut these. So, of course, one photo would go here, one photo would go here, and one photo would go here. But I'm going to show you how I, with one piece of cardstock, how I cut my photos. So I'm going to grab this piece of white cardstock. Pretend, I'm trying to crop a photo. I'm actually going to open up my arm because this only goes to 5.5 inches and I need to cut pieces that are 6 inches. Now there's this little foot that's, you can either leave it closed or flip it up. I always leave it flipped up because what it does, it makes this level with your trimmer. So you just got one level surface and it goes all the way out to 16 inches. So I need to cut what, if I'm cutting a photo, just pretend it's, I'm just going to show you how I crop this for my demo. Actually, I'm going to cut it on the 6-inch mark. And then I've got 2 pieces that are 6 inches. And then I'm going to double stack these. I'm going to stack these and do 2 at once because I know I can. And then I need some 4 inches. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut some more because I'll use these for future demos. 4 inches. So I've got a bunch of 4x6 pieces of paper cardstock, which just pretend these are photos, right? Because that's what you got at the photo lab. Now, to get your mat, you want it to be just 1/4 inch taller and wider. So I'm going to cut the mat to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, so that's how I get my mats. And I'm going to line this up to 6 1/4. This just shows you where, if it's past 5.5 inches, I need to use this extension. 6 1/4 is right there on my ruler there. So I'm going to line this up at 6 1/4. Okay, and trim. And then I'm going to flip it sideways and line it up at 4 1/4, which is right here. And cut. So that's how I cut my mats. I'll do one more. 4 1/4. It was already 6 1/4. So how to put your 4x6 photo on your 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mat. You see, it's just the perfect size to give it a little skinny mat. If you like wider mats, you can cut your green a little bigger, but I like them skinny like that. And just put some repositionable tape runner all the way around. And maybe one little dab in the middle. And just mount it on top to where you see your green extend out on all the sides. About even. Okay, and that's how you do that. So I did that with all of these. Where'd they go? Oh, all of these. And I'm going to mount, goodness, I've been saying mat. I'm going to mount those on my page. So I want a vertical one here. Horizontal here, and again, pretend this has lemons all the way down like this one. I don't know if you can see those both. You can. Okay, and then here we go. So I'm going to mount these down as if they were matted photos, and I'm just going to look at it and get it about the way I like it. Put a little dab of repositionable tape runner on the corners, side, and middle. You definitely do not want to go like whoosh all the way down or you'll waste a lot. You just need little dabs at the corners and here and there. So I'm going to mount that down. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Mount that down. And do the same thing here. Mount that down. Just move them around to where you get them where you like them. Now I have this open space right here, and that's the perfect spot to do a journal box. So I'm going to take our, we have big sheets of Creative Memories ruled paper. These are just some scraps that I have. And I'm going to cut this to the size that I need for this right here. And actually, I'd already cut it. It's 4.5 by 2.5. But I'm just going to show you how I got that. I'm going to measure, I need to get that off my trimmer. I'm going to measure this to 4.5. It's at the 4.5 inch line right here. And cut, so it needs to be 4.5 inches wide. And then I'm going to measure it to 2.5 right here. And make sure it follows that grid line all the way down right there. And it's up at the 2.5 inch mark here. And cut. And that's how I got my little journal box. So that's about that size. So I will mount that down. Make sure I get all the corners. Just mount that down. And then I added a sticker. Now, I've already used the sticker, all my stickers, because I love this collection. So, but this is the sticker I used, which is on this strip. It's right here. So I would peel that off and stick it right there, and then write in the rest of it. So that's how you get this page. I love this idea. I thought it was really fun, and I really like, I need to move this down a little bit. I really like this lemon punch. I love the fun, fresh colors for summer, spring. I like it. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching my video.